All right, guys, good morning. Today is Wednesday, December 9th. I hope you guys are having a good morning. Whether you're here to review what we learned in class or if you're hearing this for the first time, I'm really glad that you're here and listening to this video. So great job for showing up, guys. We are so close to Christmas break, okay? So just keep powering through to the end, okay? We only have 6.5 more days, including today, okay? So we're almost there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Today, we're just going to do a brief overview of lesson 1.12, okay? So this is going to be on page 75 of your math workbook if you need it, and it's lesson 1.12. Okay, if for some reason, and it's definitely okay if this is you, if after explaining this you are still confused about what's going on, what we're talking about, go ahead and message me on Schoology. Okay, that way I know that you're struggling and need more help. Okay, and I can help you. Alrighty. Awesome sauce. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to start by reading the essential question. Our essential question is what we need to answer today. In what order must operations be evaluated to find a solution when there are parentheses within parentheses, okay? So we're going to go back to our thought of please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, okay, or PEMDAS. This means our parentheses go first. Parentheses. Next is our exponents. After that is multiplication, and hopefully you're guessing these as well. Okay, and in that same step with multiplication, okay, so step 1, step 2, multiplication and division are step 3, so it's going to be whichever one comes first. And then addition and subtraction. All right, so we've got, oh, and that was a bad end. We've got step 1, look for parentheses. Step 2, look for exponents. Step 3, look for multiplication or division. And step 4, look for addition or subtraction, okay? So that's the order that we solve in, no matter where the numbers are in the problem. Okay, so here's our example for today. Mary's weekly allowance is $8. And David's weekly allowance is $5. Every week, they each spend $2 on lunch. Write a numerical expression to show how many weeks it will take them together to save enough money to buy a video game for $45. So first, we're going to start by underlining Mary's weekly allowance. Okay, so we're going to do that in this blue. All right, Mary's weekly allowance is $8. Now we're going to underline David's weekly allowance. We'll do that in yellow. David's weekly allowance is $5. Okay, so each week they're getting $5 and $8 because remember, they want them to come together to get that video game, which is $45. And I'm going to put that over here so we can see it better. $45. All right. So each week they also both spend $2 on lunch. Okay. So every single week they're spending $2 on lunch. All right, so let's go ahead and do this, okay? So it says, you can use parentheses and brackets to group operations that go together. Operations in parentheses and brackets are performed first. Okay, so if it's in parentheses and brackets, wherever the bracket is around, that is first, okay? And here's the difference. These are parentheses. This is a bracket. Okay, just so you know the difference. Top one was parentheses, bottom bracket. So we're going to write an expression to represent how much Mary and David save each week. Okay, so how much money does Mary save each week? So she gets $8. Well, let's do it in her blue color. She gets $8 for allowance, and she spends $2. So we'd have to subtract the $2. Okay, so she gets 8 minus 2 every week, which we know is 6, right? But we're going to leave it in this form for right now, okay? So she gets 8 minus 2. David gets how much? 5 minus 2. How much money do Mary and David save together each week? So we're just looking at the weeks, okay? So we've got 8 minus 2 plus 5 minus 2. Okay, so we would solve this by doing what's in the parentheses, okay, if we needed to solve. So what's in the parentheses is 8 minus 2, which is 6, plus 5 minus 2, which is 3, which equals 6 plus 3 is 9. Okay, so that's how much money they make each week. But for right now, we're just going to leave it in this form, okay? This top form. We don't need to solve quite yet, okay, because we have more to this problem. All right, step 2. We're going to write an expression to represent how many weeks it will take Mary and David to save enough money for the video game. How many weeks will it take Mary and David to save enough for the video game? And then it gives us a little hint down here, okay? So we're going to read that. Think, I can use brackets to group operations a second time. Okay, so I can put these parenthesis equations inside brackets. Okay, so if I'm trying to figure out how many weeks it's going to take to get $45, I want to start out with my $45, okay? And I'm dividing it up into how many weeks it will take. And we just learned that this equation shows us how much they make each week, okay? So what I can do is I can put that very same equation down here. Remember your parentheses. Okay, so it's inside the brackets, so I know that I'm going to do all of these first. So first I'm going to look for brackets, which are right here and here. And then I'm going to look for parentheses. Okay, so remember that brackets are always first and then parentheses. So now we do the same thing that we just did. 8 minus 2 is 6. Plus 5 minus 2 is 3, and now we're going to add those together. 6 plus 3 is 9, and now we can do 45 divided by, remember the 9 was in the brackets, okay, that's just to help you remember. 45 divided by 9 is 5, right, because 5 times 9 is 45. So it will take them 5 weeks to save up enough money to buy the video game. All right, guys, that's it for today. Remember to check out page 75. Your exit ticket for today, oh, and actually, that was an error on my part. This was page 73. So hopefully that didn't mess you up too much. What we just did was on page 73. Make sure to check out page 75 for your exit ticket. Okay, and you're going to do problems 2, 3, 4, and 7. All right, guys, great job for today. Remember again to message me if you need more help.